So this week, one of my subscribers told me to check out Sauti Sols' new song. It's called the Bald Man Anthem. It's a song for bald men talking about how they should shine their heads because it's a crown, that they shouldn't let anyone put them down, and that bald men do everything better. It's basically Brown Skin Girl, but for bald men. That's the song. It's a great video, to be honest. It's one of their best performing songs this year with over 1 million views. And the comment section of the video was a really cool space for bald men to feel good about themselves. It was a great video, all in all. Every guy's journey with male pattern baldness, including my own, is different. And through the years, I've seen some of my favorite creators on this platform talk about their experiences with going bald or losing their hair.
Oh my God, you shaved your head. And as for the reason I shaved my head, as my hair started to get thinner, I thought, that's a fight I don't even want to try to win.
They talked about their insecurities they had with their condition and the things they did trying to control it. I mean, God knows I've had it with Philip DeFranco talking about keeps in his videos and how 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness before 35. Mine is not that severe, but it's going to happen anyways. And for guys that are going through this condition and seeing that type of content, it's pretty consuming. And that's why I decided to make this video. Not once did I think that I'll be making a video about male pattern baldness or losing your hair, but for some weird reason, apart from a viewer suggesting that I make a video on this or take a look at it, one of my favorite YouTube creators called Better Ideas uploaded a video on the 1st of this month talking about his journey with hair loss and also going bald. So it's written somewhere that I make this video. This video is for all my niggas going through this condition right now or are full on bald and navigating the world as their new selves. It's probably going to make you feel really good about yourselves because what I'm going to be talking about is it's very affirming and it makes you laugh at the situation as a whole. It just makes everything bearable because when you notice these type of things, there's a lot of concern, there's a lot of worry, and this video is just to make you feel good or at peace with yourselves. But most importantly, it's about your journey towards self-acceptance and just accepting it for what it is. And if you would still like to do something about it, seek treatment or whatever, it's totally okay. It's totally fine. There's no judgment from me. And also, you have my compassion. But before we get to the good stuff, I like to make things a bit more relatable by talking about my journey with hair loss, my story. So for me, I noticed late in 2013 that the left side of my head wasn't growing very well. There used to be this huge patch of like skin, like there was hair there, but like it wasn't really full. So I'd like grow my hair so that I could use Afro combs just to try covering that place, but it just wasn't working. Okay, I couldn't hide it, and also the thickness of my hair wasn't full. It wasn't as thick, and it just wasn't the way it used to be. So that worried me a lot. I just ended up cutting it, and I didn't even try fighting it because I knew it was a fight I would lose. And most importantly, there were some certain problems I just had to put my mind to solving. So it just wasn't really an issue I should have worried myself with. But this new reality of always having my hair down felt a bit weird, okay? And I was very worried about it. In 2014, I almost became a hat guy, but preferably with bucket hats because Schoolboy Q was hot then with his Collard Green song, and he made bucket hats look cool. But it didn't last long for me because I didn't look good in them, okay? I didn't. Also, people didn't really give me shit for it. They thought I looked good in it, and that I preferred the downcut hair. And also at that time the president also had downcut hair too. The current one has none, and from the looks of things I think we'll be having another president with downcut hair. So socially was okay. No one really cared. Yeah, so that's that. I lived the low cut hairstyle well into the next year, but the thing was that I didn't really accept it for myself. I didn't claim that, yeah, I'm the guy that's always going to appear in a low cut until 2015 when I got my internship. That was a year I called the Great Awakening because it literally changed my life. I'd say contributing up until this point of me making this channel. The internship was at a broadband internet company, so I had access to unlimited internet. I'd spend most of my time listening to music and passively watching YouTube videos, and that's when I came across the Joe Rogan Experience. I came across this episode where he talked about his experience losing his hair, and it gave me some perspective and some peace, actually.
You know, it's like the thing about human beings is like, what are you? You're not just how you look. The problem is with a lot of people, you gauge how you look based on how sexually desirable you are.
Yeah.
That's the real issue with people.
Is there anything about you that you don't like that you'd like to change?
No, but for what, man? You deal with all the perspective. Deal with the perspective of who you are in comparison to who you could have been. You could be born in Ethiopia with no feet. You're, well, my nose is too wide at the top.
Yeah.
Well, there's a part of my nose that gets kind of weird right here. Let's just smooth that out to be good. You're not going to be good. You're going to start tweaking out about other things. There's people that get their shins broken and separated slowly with these devices that make them inches taller. In China, it's a big deal. There's a lot of guys in China that they feel like they can't get a woman because they're below 5 feet tall. And so they're slowly but surely stretching the fucking bones of their legs out.
Oh, my God.
They have these bolts that are attached to their bone, and they crank it, and they slowly separate. They saw it, and they slowly separate it. So it grows a little bit, and then they separate it more, and it grows a little bit, and they separate it more. And the bone keeps filling in. That's fucking madness. The mechanics of your body are all out of whack because you got a 7-foot-long shin bone. Like, the whole thing is madness. People are crazy. I think health and well-being is good. Maintaining vitality is good. But you got to also have perspective. Perspective is big. And sometimes people, they just get mad because they don't look like Lorenzo Lamas in his prime. They get mad because they're born, fill in the blank. I wish I was Filipino and I'm Thai. I wish I was black and I'm Asian. I wish I was Asian and I'm fucking Portuguese. People have weird things in their head where they want to be something other than what they are. And right now, that's unavailable. So you're losing resources in your 90, whatever the fuck it is, year ride on this globe. You have a 90-year ride.
Also, I was into manga at that time, and that's when I really got into this story called One Punch Man. Later that year, around October, was when the anime came out for most of us to see. Saitama was very atypical in presentation. First, he was bald, and you don't really see that for manga protagonists. I've not seen a manga protagonist that's bald. Okay, usually bald characters in anime that you really rate are like far and in between, and most of them for me were in Bleach, like Ikaku, who kind of looks like Saitama, but also Yamato Genryusai, but they were not at the center of the show. But this was the fun part, okay? Reading, then watching Saitama take on Boros was not only one of the dopest anime moments of the year, but also there was a weird realization that hit me like a truck, okay? I mean, if you really think about it, bald niggas in fiction and in real life are OP as fuck. I was so concerned with my insecurity about not being able to ever have a head full of hair that I forgot that, bald people have been around. They've been running things in fiction, as I said, and in real life. And also, like, the way we are depicted in pop culture, it's not bad, you know? It's not bad. It's actually very empowering. So, and it's in all categories, which I will list in this video. This is why I made this video, just to get to this part, okay? So I'll start with real life. Money. The richest man in the world is Jeff Bezos, okay? Founder of Amazon and the place where you guys go to buy castor oil and this weird looking device used to treat hair loss. I'd say he's the most good looking billionaire, physique wise, and he's bald. Okay, I'd also say he's got the best laugh for a billionaire. I don't know if that's weird, but if I were to picture a billionaire and he or she had a laugh, it would be how Jeff Bezos laughs, Check out this video of him at some tech expo laughing while controlling robot arms. He's also an astronaut, owns Blue Origin, and is one of the people that wants to make humanity a multi-planetary species. He's bald. Yeah. Moving on, the most popular podcaster in the world, Joe Rogan, bald. Funniest comedian, Dave Chappelle, bald. Second to him, Bill Burr, bald. The greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Shaq, and Kobe. Like, all my guys are ballers. Next up, anime. I know I've said that up until Saitama, bald characters haven't had a lot of spotlight in terms of being the main characters in anime. But for the most popular anime show there is, I'd say they've played a lot of like vital roles in the development of the story. And one example is Dragon Ball. Frieza, a bald alien, took Goku's Super Saiyan V card after killing Krillin, another bald guy. He was so cool that after all the villains that the Z Fighters had gone through, they chose to bring him back in Dragon Ball Super. There are like 3 more bald characters that also influence Goku's development. We've got Majin Buu, but especially Kid Buu. Like, he's bald, but he's just got a phallus on his head. And the next is Hit, with helping Goku make Super Saiyan Goto with Kaioken. And then there's finally Jiren. We wouldn't have Ultra Instinct Goku without Jiren. Next up, video games. There's Agent 47. I haven't played much of Hitman, but I've watched the movies, and yeah, he sure knows how to give an ass whooping and plan how to kill people, you know. The next guy I'm about to mention is an OG. We all know him, and his name is called Kratos. He's pretty much the personification of the male power fantasy. We've played and watched this guy tear through all gods in Greek mythology and bring down Mount Olympus along with the rest of the world. He's back again, but in Midgard with God-slain PTSD. When I saw him again in the trailer for God of War, he just seemed really tired of all the bloodshed. He's seen and done it all, but I think what he really wants is for all of it to stop.
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No!
But guys, let's not lie to ourselves. We know he's going to be back next year, and he's going to do it all over again. He's going to do a whole bunch of killing. It's not going to stop. Next, music. I couldn't find a lot of dope bald guys in music, but I know for sure that nobody is ever going to make another dope song for Batman like Seal did with Kiss from a Rose. Baby, I could think of 10 kiss from the rose from the grave. Finally is movies, and this is where all the killers are at, okay? Jason Statham really looked cool and kicked ass in The Transporter and in Crank. He pretty much made having a receding hairline look sexy. Next is Vin Diesel. He had the spotlight as being like the bald badass of American movies with XXX and Chronicles of Riddick before The Rock took his place. All 3 of these guys, in their bald awesomeness, ended up contributing to one of the biggest movie franchises in the world, and that is the Fast and Furious. I mean, The Rock and Jason were so cool that they even got their own spin-off movie within the franchise, and that's Hobbs and Shaw. And who can forget Tyrese? He pretty much gave us the best meme to express envy.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
In terms of comic characters, one of the coolest and most dominant dudes was Bane. I mean, his build, his voice, and his presence, like, really contributed to The Dark Knight Rises. But above all these guys, in terms of badassness, is Thanos. I honestly do not know what Marvel has planned for the next big bad. I honestly believe that it's past its golden age of movies. I don't know if you're ever going to get somebody as awesome as this guy. I just don't know. I mean, we spent 20 movies preparing for this guy, and boy, this baldy in a space tank top delivered. That farm scene at the end of Infinity Wars was the first time I ever saw a villain get the job done and feel fulfilled that what he did was good. Nobody will ever top this. But then again, there's one more guy that does. I'd say he's the most motivational person I've ever seen in my life. He started out as a plumber, then became a teacher to teach the youth, went on to join the police to protect lives, then went into medicine to save lives. This guy's achieved so many things that only men can dream of in a lifetime. Even beating cancer and then going on to become an astronaut. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Johnny Sins, and he's the greatest human being I'd say ever lived. And he's bald. He's bald. So yeah, this is my video on the topic. If you are here from Sauti Sols video, I hope it just helps with your journey towards self-acceptance. There's nothing wrong with hair loss, and if you want to do something about it, there's no judgment here. Like, yeah, it's just to make you guys laugh. That's pretty much it. My name is Carl IE, and thank you guys for watching this video this far, or finishing it, and I will see you next time. Send me video ideas in the comments, subscribe, like, and yeah, peace.